Bettor Sports Betting is your home for picks, props, and futures for tonight's action. Bettor Sports Betting wants to know what picks you're playing tonight. Tell us in the live chat on YouTube, Twitter, and the Bettor Sports Network app. This is Bettor Sports Betting with Fantasy Alarm's Dan Servodidio.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in here to the Bettor Sports Betting Show on Bettor Sports Network and Fantasy Alarm. Appreciate wherever you're watching today on Twitter stream, YouTube, on Bettor Sports Network or Fantasy Alarm, the BSN app. Thanks for joining us here. We got Howard Bender on a Monday today. What's up, Howard?
What's going on, Servo? I'm always here on a Monday. You act like it's some big surprise. Do I not show up for work on Mondays? Come on now.
For anyone tuning in, they may not know you're here on every Monday. So we got
every
Howard
Monday,
Bender
Wednesday, and Friday, dude. Come on.
Yeah, and so Monday, a smaller baseball slate, but we still have plenty of picks to get to. Some player props for you guys, underdog bets that we just started a new segment, the Diamond Dogs. So we'll get to all of those. We do have game 3 of the College World Series going on tonight. Have you been tuning in the last couple nights to the LSU Florida series or throughout the College World Series, Howard? We got some big name MLB prospects that'll be coming down the pipeline soon.
To be perfectly honest, no, I have not been keeping up on it. Ever since you lost that Oral Roberts bet, I was like, well, then what the hell do I need to, check in with the college? I love the College World Series. I really do. I think it's a ton of fun to watch. If there are obviously big prospect names in there, but with the way that, MLB is, as far as, having to go through the rigmarole of rookie ball to single A, low A to high A to double A, it takes these guys an awful long time to get up north, and as it should, because the competition level is significantly different. But to your question, though, no, I haven't been keeping up, and I probably should have.
Well, it's been pretty wild because LSU won game 1 on Saturday, a tight matchup there, extra innings, and then Sunday, Florida smashed LSU. It was put up like 20 plus runs, and just was like, the later innings, it was like putting up 4 or 5 runs per inning, and just kind of blew it out. But tonight, LSU has yet to start because he's been on short rest, and he played one of their elimination games. One of their best player, arguably the best player in all of college baseball, Paul Skeens, the probably number 1 pick in the MLB draft coming up. So he's expected to play, pitch tonight. Not sure if he's going to start or not, but the fact that he's going to be on the mound probably for at least 3-4 innings, I think has me leaning towards LSU here. If you're looking to make a pick on tonight's game, I took a minus 140 LSU money line earlier today, but it's at minus 150. I'm seeing on DraftKings right now. So whatever you can get at the best number. I do like LSU to win tonight and to win the championship there, the College World Series. And shout out to Johnny Venezia, who's college baseball done better co-host on here on Bettor Sports Network. He said at the beginning, LSU was definitely going to be a team. It was basically them and Wake Forest that he was liking a lot because of Paul Skeens, the dominant starter, and then Dylan Cruz, who's going to be, it's probably going to be Skeens and Cruz 1-2 in the MLB draft. And he kind of gave a good scouting report for both of those. So, by the way, if you haven't already, go check out Matt Sells' prospect report over on Fantasy Alarm, where he breaks down these guys and other top MLB draft picks. But yeah, these two guys have been a huge part for LSU. So I'm going LSU here, whatever. It's kind of a toss-up, but I like LSU here.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. I'm in for that. Question, though. Florida over the weekend, did they score more runs than the Los Angeles Angels did at Coors Field on Saturday? Because that was like 25-1.
That was crazy. Yeah. The one game, I think they maybe were 1 or 2 runs short of the Angels in that one, but they
Well, then
still put up
they're
a huge
trash. They're
number.
garbage.
They're trash.
They're garbage. Sorry. If you can't put up a quarter of a century worth of runs, then I don't know what to do with you.
I was tuning into that when the Angels Rockies game was in like the 7th, 8th innings, and I was just trying to see if they were gonna, are they gonna get shut out, the Rockies here? What's gonna be the final damage? The Angels gonna put up 30 runs, and it ended up they came short of 30, and the Rockies did get a run across.
Well, I mean, the funny thing about it though was that you and I were texting each other on Friday night. We had done the show on Friday. We had talked about Reds Braves, and that game, right from moment one on Friday night was crazy. So it finished up 11-10. But like you had said something to me about the Rockies score also, and I was like, I'm looking at the score and I'm like, it's nowhere near this. And so I was sitting there and I was looking at certain things on Saturday and looking at some possible best bets, and I was like, I feel like, Reds, Braves, I got to go over. Angels, Rockies, I got to go. Like, I was like, are we going to have a ginormous, explosion of runs on Saturday, which, in some spots we did, but my Lord, man, those two series right there were just, I mean, that was crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, and then I love how the Rockies actually won the series against the Angels.
I know, so pathetic. So pathetic. The Anaheim Angels. And now the question is, like, are we going back to them? How do you drop 2 of 3 to the Rockies and then expect us to back you tonight? I know Reed Detmers is on the mound, and, well, we all know Reed Detmers at home, and his numbers look fantastic, but I don't know. I mean, that crappy performance over the weekend, aside from a 25-run explosion, kind of gives me a little bit of a contrarian take on the Halos tonight.
Yeah, so we'll see if the Angels White Sox game matches up with any of our best bets or player props tonight. I know the Prize Picks video that just went live over on Fantasy Alarm. Reed Detmers is the cover athlete, and there's a pick there from Colby Conway. So he might be high on Detmers, but we'll see if one of us is. Let's get to our best bets for tonight's slate. What's your top pick for Monday night here, Howard?
What is my top pick for tonight's action here? That's a hell of a question there, Servo. Yes. I mean, because I did the best bets article over at fantasyalarm.com, which you guys can go and check it out over there. So my best bet here for tonight, Rangers Tigers under 9 runs. It's -115. I know that this could kind of go either way. We'll see what happens, but I'll tell you what my rationale is about this one. First of all, Andrew Heaney, I don't love him, but the Tigers are just absolutely atrocious. They, kind of a weak weighted on base average and power numbers against left-handed pitching as is. But over the past week, I mean, they have just been completely bereft of any kind of offensive totals. I'm talking about a 268 WOBA, a .073 isolated power mark, which, if anybody doesn't know isolated power, that's your doubles. It's your extra base hits and your home runs that your team hits. So there's no power whatsoever from the Detroit Tigers. And I think that it's just it's a super soft offense that Andrew Heaney can probably hold in check. On the other side, it's Matthew Boyd, and I get it that Matthew Boyd is an absolute gas can, but Matthew Boyd actually has a 3.77 ERA on the road and like a 7.32 ERA at home. Dude sucks at Tiger Stadium, or whatever we're calling it, Comerica. I don't know, Antacid Park, whatever the hell it's called in Detroit these days. But Boyd can't pitch at home. He does pitch well on the road. So all I'm looking for is for him to, just not get ridiculously abused by the Rangers. But I mean, again, I think Heaney can keep the Tigers limited to, I don't know, 1, maybe 2 runs. So if I get 5 or 6 out of the Rangers tonight, I'm perfectly fine with that.
risky betting against the Rangers offense in general. But as you mentioned, Boyd's a guy that's been better on the road, weirdly enough. So yeah, I could. I don't have a pick for the over under in that game, but I will throw this one out before I get my best bet out because it just relates to this one. I like the under in Andrew Heaney's strikeouts prop tonight. I do think that the Tigers' offense. You mentioned Woba, ISO, all that. They're not good, but lately they haven't been striking out a ton. If you dive into it, they have over the past month. They're actually a league low 15% strikeout rate against left-handed pitching. And over the past couple weeks, it's still just, it's less than 20%, still top 5 in terms of strikeout rate. They're not, they're not scoring a ton of runs. They're not hitting a lot, but they're also not striking out a ton. And Heaney, if you look at him, he's been under this 6.5 strikeouts prop in 11 of 14 starts this year and 6 straight coming into tonight. Heaney's also under in 7 of 8 home games this year, and just has a little bit less, poor home splits at home than on the road this season. So, I think that under can cash, but I also think just the Heaney under strikeouts could also hit too.
I'm okay with that. I don't give a crap if he strikes guys out or if he gets ground ball double plays. It doesn't matter to me. As long as the Rangers aren't scoring more than 7 runs, because that's really what I care about in this game. I don't think the Tigers are going to do anything. So if you want Heaney to have more than 7 or more strikeouts, Servo, I'm in it for you 100%. I will root that on.
I want on less than 7. I want less than 6 strikeouts.
Oh, less than 7. Sorry, my bad. My bad. Sorry. It's all the good drugs I'm on right now, dude. What way is up?
I'll throw out another under strikeout prop from my best bet then. Luis Castillo under 6.5 strikeouts here. Listen, he's been dominant at home this year. Great numbers. But this Washington Nationals offense just does not strike out a lot. I mean, it's just they have the league's lowest strikeout rate against right-handed pitching this year at 18.5%. Over the past 2 weeks, it's all even lower at 14% strikeout rate against the right-handed pitching. Castillo, obviously, capable of posting a big strikeout number anytime out, but he's been actually under this matchup in 9 of 15 starts this season, including 3 of his last 4 coming into tonight. So I just see this average of, he's averaging 6.7 strikeouts per start this year. This prop's at 6.5. I think he's going to be on the lower end of that. He might still toss, 7 shutout innings, but I think he could still get to the under on that strikeouts.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, again, the Nats aren't like a huge victimized by a strikeout, team there. I'm hoping for a nice start out of Luis Castillo. So if we could settle on 6 strikeouts, I think that would probably at least help my DFS lineups here that you want to seem to be taking a big dump on too. But okay, whatevs, man, whatevs.
Just a foreshadow. I have a couple other. I'm not high on some of these pitchers tonight in terms of strikeouts, and I just gave you.
Who is high on any of these pitchers tonight? I mean, let's look at that. I mean, this slate for
I think
example,
you might be. We might be disagreeing.
There's
on one of these
one
guys.
pitcher who I have a strikeout prop on. One pitcher. And I think that's just because, I just feel bad for a certain member of Fantasy Alarm staff. I'll tell you who it is when I give that strikeout. I just feel bad for him. You work pretty closely with him, Servo. I just feel bad for him.
Okay. By the way, if you haven't already, go check out the Fantasy Football Draft Guide over at Fantasy Alarm.
Yes.
We've got new articles today up on the site, multiple articles today, and wide receiver dynamic rankings from Coop, wide receiver ADP from Britt Flynn as well. But yeah, go get the Fantasy Alarm Fantasy Football Draft Guide if you haven't already. You can get it for free if you get any subscription to the All Pro subscription at Fantasy Alarm. If you haven't, get a free 7-day trial at fantasyalarm.com/draft guide. And if you don't want to get the All Pro subscription, you can still just get it for $26.99, which is well worth it if you're winning a league or two with our draft advice there. So I know Howard's got some articles coming up from Fantasy Alarm Draft Guide as well. So to get on it now, well, I mean, it's already June 26th. We only got about a month or two until like training camp, hype news starts, and you get behind the ball on some of these players. So get on it now.
You definitely need to get on it now. 100%. Did you say promo code Howard if you get the All Pro subscription?
There you go. Promo code Howard. Another added benefit of watching this show here. You get a promo code in there.
50% off your first 6 months if you get the All Pro subscription. The draft guide and cheat sheet all come with that. I don't see why you wouldn't want that. No clue.
So get on that now. And if you have that All Pro subscription, then you would have seen, Howard's Best Bets article today, MLB DFS playbook, everything like that. And then you would get the draft guide for free. So get on that now. Let's dive into some more baseball picks. And by the way, if you have any comments, questions, picks you want to ask us about, definitely hit us up in the chat or on Twitter or anything, Discord, and we'll get to your questions and comments here. If you think I'm wrong on Luis Castillo going under his strikeouts, let me know. Howard, what else you got going tonight? Let's go with some more picks here.
All right. Well, I'll give a prop off of this Rangers game here, and that's Josh Young, over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBI. I mean, it's a minus 140, so it's not. It was a little bit of juice on that, but I mean, you look at the way he handles left-handed pitching. Not only is it, is it a strong weighted on base average, strong isolated power mark, strong batting average. So really nice numbers for Josh Young. Again, I think that the Rangers will score some runs tonight, and Young will be the guy who's right there in the thick of things. I don't see an issue with him getting a hit. And then if somebody drives him in or he drives somebody in, easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
I think it was a typo there, but it's not 1.6 hits plus runs plus RBIs.
They can't see that. Oh, did they post it? Did that go into the thing? Yes, yeah. 1.6. A tenth of a hit. There's a differential in there. So yes, it's 1.5 right there.
Did DraftKings change their props there? Wow. All right, I can get behind that. He's always been a guy to target for those.
Wait, are you sure you don't want to take a sip of some shut the hell up before you keep going? What?
Just calling out typos here,
dude. I'm feisty here. In the immortal words of Josh Wagner, if you're feeling froggy, let's jump, baby. Come on.
Yeah, Adam Bernard, our producer, is saying, would you still take the bet at 1.6? Over under?
Oh no, definitely not. Definitely the under on 1.6. Definitely under.
All right, one of my picks tonight. I'll go with the Reds-Orioles game, and just kind of keep track of the weather because we have some possible rain in the Baltimore area. But I'm hoping it gets played because I like the over in this. I like the Reds team total over too. But it just in general with the game going over, it's Brandon Williamson going against Cole Irvin, which I mean just. On the surface, just should be a lot of offense in this game. Cole Irvin, 7.71 ERA this year, and expected ERA at 8.99. The other side, we got Brandon Williamson, 6.72 expected ERA, and just a bad 5.40 ERA this season overall. The Orioles are top 10 offense this season against left-handed pitching, so that's a good spot for them against Williamson. But on the other side, I mean, I've been hyping up this Rays offense, and they keep coming through every single game. They're just smashing left-handed pitchers over the past 2 weeks with Ellie De La Cruz there. 363 WOBA over the past 2 weeks against lefties, which is top 3 in the league. And then 333 ISO against lefties, which is the best in the majors over the past couple weeks too. So since De La Cruz has been in this lineup, they're just clicking. I mean, their win streak came to a close, but they still scored 6 runs in back-to-back games against the Braves there over the weekend. The offense is really clicking right now. And the over is hit in 12 of their last 18 games since De La Cruz has been up. And this offense has been on another level, averaging over 6 runs per game in this span. And have hit, 5 runs scored or more in 12 of their last 14 games. So I see this team total at 4.5. I love it. I'll take the over there. Not going to worry about the wins or losses in this, but I just like the over in general in the game. I think the O's offense will still do their thing too.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's kind of funny. You're watching what the O's are doing right now, and they're bringing up. They just brought up Jordan Westberg, their prize infield prospect. That I mean, they sit
Yeah.
there and they look and see what the Reds are doing with this massive youth movement. The Orioles are kind of right in that range too. They want to start bringing more kids up and letting them play. Obviously, Gunnar Henderson. Adley Rutschman is still young. You bring up Westberg. So yeah, it's nice. I like these two teams a lot. I really do. I stayed away from this game only because of the rain.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to, get, kind of caught up in that. But yeah, I don't see any issue. I love the over as well. And that team total for the Reds doesn't seem too bad for me. But yeah, I'm with you. I want to stay completely away from who's going to win this game because I think everybody is in on the Reds right now. And listen, they played and then they traveled, and so now they played a crazy series. And I guess this brings into my next bet. They played that crazy series against the Braves, and then have to travel down to Baltimore, where the Orioles are. They were just coming off of taking 2 out of 3 off the Mariners at home. So, but with that whole rationale of this emotional series between the Reds and the Braves, because let's face facts, for the Reds, this is the time of their life, right? I mean, this is Joel Goodson with Daddy's Porsche and Risky Business and throwing down big parties for everybody, right? You gotta you have that moment there. Now you talk about here the Braves, and the Braves now, taking on the Twins. This is a tough spot for them to really be in right now. You got Spencer Strider on the mound. I don't think Sonny Gray is some big slouch of a pitcher. The dude hasn't let up more than 3 runs in any start that he's gone so far this season. So for me, between Strider and Sonny Gray and possibly the Braves bats being like, damn, we're tired. I like the first 5 inning under 4.5 runs between these two stars. I got it for minus 120 on BetMGM.
Wow. Yeah, that matchup between Strider and Gray should be a good one to watch too.
By the way, Risky Business was a movie done by Tom Cruise back in the 80s, like early Tom Cruise. His character's name was Joel Goodson.
Right over my head.
It's unbelievable, man.
I knew you'd get upset if I mentioned that I don't know what you're talking about. So.
Adam Bernard, come help me, please. Where's Adam? Adam, please tell me you got that reference.
No, I got the reference. Yeah, I mean, I'm still like a little young for the movie, but I know Risky. I know the reference. I know.
How old are you? You look like you're 73.
I was born in '83.
You were born in 83?
Yeah, I'm 40.
I was a whole bar mitzvah kid ahead of you in life.
Apparently, I didn't get an invite to the bar mitzvah though.
Yeah, you did.
No, I don't recall getting one.
Oh, well, maybe your mom wouldn't let you play with me back in the day over there. She was like, I'm not going to let my infant kid go to this bar mitzvah by himself.
Who's Howard Bender?
All right, fine. So you got the reference, but you're still too young. All right. Junior Servodidio, what else we got?
Yeah, and I was still 10 years away from being born when Adam Bernard was there.
God.
So, all right. Well, I'll push back a little bit on this pick then. It could still cash, but I am taking Royce Lewis. This is a bet that cashed for me on Friday, and I've been kind of riding his hits, runs, RBIs lately because he's on a hot streak. Royce Lewis over his hits, runs, RBIs prop on DraftKings here, even though he's going against Strider, tougher matchup. But Lewis is just, I mean, over the past, let me get it up in front of me. Over the past 7 games, he's hitting 462. He's hitting 404 over the past 15 games. He's been over this prop in 6 of his last 7 coming into tonight, and interesting home road splits for him too. Hitting 432 with a 1069 OPS on the road, compared to just a 250 batting average and a 692 OPS at home. So he's got him on the road here against in Atlanta, which interesting. Obviously Strider is a tough matchup, but this is some good hitting conditions in Atlanta. It's going to be hot weather, wind blowing out, humid as well. So I think Lewis or anybody else could, hit a home run or two. At least I think he's going to go over this prop.
As long as it doesn't affect the early under for me, then I don't give a crap what Royce Lewis does.
He could hit a home run in the 7th inning. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, 7th inning home run. He could, you know what? Infield single in the 3rd inning is fine also, as long as he doesn't come around to score until late.
Yeah, 2 infield singles. We're good.
Yeah, there you go. Wait, a bunt single and an infield single? Absolutely. All right. My last one here. Here we go. And I know that this is where you and I are going to differ.
Yep.
I'm going to the Mets. And listen, nobody hates the Mets more than me. Nah, take that back. It's not that I hate the Mets. It's that I hate Mets fans. Mets fans are just trash. They're worse.
Same.
Like, actually, Mets fans are worse than any Bay Area fan. Seriously. Like, Giants fans, A's fans, Sharks fans, Niners fans. I think that's all you guys got. Maybe there's like a lacrosse team or something like that out here, but Mets fans are just absolute garbage, and I'm fine with that. So I'm going to Justin Verlander here tonight. Verlander, his last 3 starts at home have been absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The Mets are coming off of this series against the Phillies where they look like laughing stocks. Stupid mental mistakes, errors in the field, just, lousy relief pitching, just garbage. They did not look good at all against the Phillies. I think if the Mets really do want to turn things around, if the Mets do want to stop being the joke of the major leagues, then Justin Verlander needs to take control. And home starts are his thing. Under 2.5 earned runs. It's minus 137 on Caesars, but because it's the Milwaukee Brewers and the Milwaukee Brewers strike out more than, I don't know, insert your favorite nerd person name, trying to hook up with somebody on Tinder. All right. Because Justin Verlander is going to get those strikeouts here. Over 6.5. It's plus 105 on BetMGM. I know that he hasn't gone over this mark in, I don't know, 4 out of his last 6 starts. But I'm looking at these home starts, and I'm looking at the way he's throwing right then and there. And I'm looking at the fact that the Milwaukee Brewers are a very swing-happy team. They are very, very good at striking out. So there you go. Over 6.5 strikeouts, under 2.5 earned runs. That's where I'm at for JV. And I know that you're against it, so let's fight.
Well, I can get behind you.
Come on.
I can get behind the 2.5 earned runs. I can get behind that. But the strikeouts prop is just, I know it's Verlander, and historically, yes, he could get the 7 in his sleep, but not this year. This guy, I've been fading him a lot when it's come to strikeout props or just in general, different matchups. I know the Brewers have, struck out a ton. They're one of the league's worst against right-handed pitching in terms of strikeout rate, all that. I get that. But Verlander is just, his metrics. Let me just run through some of this. So his 20% strikeout rate is his lowest, so would be his lowest since 2014. His ERA currently at 4.50. His batting average against, his K to walk ratio, his WHIP are all his worst since that 2014 season. And his hard hit rate at 44%, his average exit velocity, both among the bottom tier of pitchers and the worst that, from before 2014, longer than that. The guy is just having some, it's clear this is just an aging pitcher that's just really, I think, hitting a wall this year. I've loved Verlander over his career, but this is just some metrics that I can't get behind. And the strikeouts, you mentioned it. So he's been under 6.5. And that's the prop it's just a little too high for me. 6.5 strikeouts. He's been under it in 7 of his 9 starts this year. He's averaging less than 5 strikeouts per start. So it's just a guy. He's not striking out a ton of guys. He's giving up a lot of hard contact. He's run into trouble a couple times. I know at home, he should be better, especially against this Brewers offense. But I just think that 6.5 line is too high for me. And I'll gladly take the under here. And, FanDuel minus 112 odds, but I still like it.
Should we bet? I feel like, I mean, if we're on opposite sides, why wouldn't we wager against each other? If I win, I get to slap Adam Bernard in the head. If you win, you get to kick him in the nuts.
Oh,
No?
I mean, I'm okay with that just because Dan's across the country where you are going to see like in the next month for sure. So like, I don't know. You're close to me. You could drive up and slap me in the head.
Yeah, I don't know if I could be able to do that by Wednesday. That'd be a tough
And I get
task.
to defend myself in either situation. So
all right, well then I guess we got to sing a song here, and I will say this flat out that I will. No, Adam, get back in here. Where are you going? Don't run away from me because I need you on this one here because I'm going to defer to my producer. If there's one thing that I've learned in this industry, it is to put your trust into your producers.
Oh, thank you.
All right. You're very welcome. That's why Dan Servodidio is a former producer of mine. So I will let Adam Bernard choose whatever song Dan Servodidio has to sing on this show this coming Wednesday. It can be any song. I don't care. Children's song, adult song, hip hop, rap, jazz standards. I don't give a crap. But Servo's got to sing something here picked by Adam Bernard if Verlander goes over the 6.5 strikeouts.
You might be onto something here because, I mean, I do have an almost 4-year-old. So, like, giving him a children's song to sing might be the way to go here. So great idea.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes.
I was going to say, for Howard's song that he's going to sing, I want you to ask your 4-year-old what song Howard should sing, and he'll pick, and he'll have to sing that song.
There you go.
All
right. So Adam has to pick the song that Servo has to sing. Adam's 4-year-old child has to pick the song that I sing. I'm totally good with that one.
All right. When I get her from preschool later on today, we'll get to the bottom of this. We'll pick a song and we'll let everybody know.
Ask her what way the wheels on the bus go.
I want to stay round and round, but I'm not so sure myself. So
something like that. I don't think they go backwards, right?
All right, bet made. Here it is. Justin Verlander strikeout props. I got the over 6.5. Servo's got the under 6.5. And Servo's gonna have to sing on Wednesday.
All righty.
I'm gonna be tuned into this, and I can just see it's gonna be like the 7th inning. Verlander's gonna be sitting on 6 strikeouts. He's gonna have a 1-2 count for his last out. And will he go over or will he go under?
He's gonna hit his 7th strikeout in like 5, to close out the 6th inning.
Yeah.
But okay, you're cool. You're good.
We'll see. All right, so those are our picks tonight. We plenty of different ways we went there, but I think we for a small slate like this, there's not a ton of like leans that I can tell either of us had for underdogs or for money line bets, run lines. Usually you or me both have at least one run line or money line bet in our best bets and betting picks, but we did not totally go that direction. We got tons of player props and some over-unders, but we got some underdog picks here because we're starting a new segment here. Our Diamond Dogs, are we picking our underdog picks on the money line or any other bets, for plus odds out there that we're going to be giving you guys. So yeah, let's get to our Diamond Dogs of the night.
I'm rounding up the Diamond Dogs.
Who the are the Diamond Dogs?
It's just a group of people who care, Roy. Not unlike folks at a hip-hop concert whose hands are not in the air.
All right, what do you got for your underdog pick?
All right, so here you go. Everybody and their grandmama is raving about Reed Detmers pitching, at home. Reed Detmers at home. Reed Detmers at home. I was kind of looking at that, and again, you lose 2 out of 3 to the Colorado Rockies. It's pretty telling as to what kind of a team overall quality you might have. So I'm going to take a chance with this one here. And I'm going to take the White Sox on the first 5 inning money line. It's at plus 110. on DraftKings. I was, I'm looking at that and I was like, yeah, I got to do it. Only because, again, this is a contrarian bet. It's like Reed Detmer's prop. It's like, what is he, 17 and a half is the number of outs for his prop. I mean, I get it. Last 2 games, 6 innings, 7 innings, and he's gone over that. But, virtually every game before that was at most 5 2/3. So I kind of feel like this is that time where Reed Detmers reminds everybody that he is not infallible. The White Sox, they're not completely bereft of any offense. I think that they can at least hang here with Reed Detmers and the Angels. So I'm going to take the White Sox first 5 inning money line.
All right. Yeah, I considered taking their money line overall for the full game. Plus 115 on DraftKings. Might still go that route, but I like that first 5 if you just limit it to that, because the White Sox bullpen is definitely not one you can trust overall.
Can't trust the Angels either anymore.
No.
Except for Estevez.
Both sides, not for sure. All right, my underdog pick for tonight. I'm going with the Reds. I talked about that over-under in that game and how I was mostly staying away from the underdog, but I see this game as pretty much a toss-up. And if anything, I have more confidence in the Reds offense right now. Even on the road here, I think there's value in grabbing them as an underdog on the money line. Plus 112 on FanDuel it was, but similar odds around if you shop around. I think Brandon Williamson is a slightly better pitcher than Cole Irvin, if you're just looking at that. But just in general, I just love this Reds offense. I went through it earlier of how hot they are right now, and just got to keep riding them. So those are our Diamond Dogs for Monday night here. We'll see if either of them cash. Howard hit his on Friday with the A's there. So
yeah, baby.
They won outright too. They just more than covered the run line there.
Right. I got the plus 130 on the run line. I did not have the stones to go with that plus 260 money line on the full game there. So what are you gonna do? We still made money.
We got a comment here on YouTube, by the way. Better Boss asking, "What's up, homies? I'm proclaiming today, Eugenio Suarez, get him in your lineups." Oh, is it? Maybe he's going for Suarez to go deep for his daily dinger tonight, huh?
Is that what he's looking at? I gotta look and see what the odds are for Suarez.
He's facing Trevor Williams, so it's a pretty good matchup.
You'd think it was a pretty good matchup, but Trevor Williams actually hasn't been terrible in his last couple of outings, right? I'm trying to.
Suarez is plus 400 on DraftKings to go deep, so you can go with that.
Plus 400. There's good old Trevor Williams, because I remember trying to target against Trevor Williams. Yeah, I mean, what did he do? 6 scoreless innings against St. Louis. He got destroyed by Miami. He goes into Atlanta, only allows 2 earned in 5. So, Eugenio Suarez. I don't know about that. All right, Better Boss. I mean, Better Boss has been on tour with the Wiggles for the last 24 hours or something like that. So, his brain could be a little mushy right now.
He's trying to wiggle some home runs out of Suarez tonight. By the way, if you Suarez might be a good DFS play tonight, if that's what Better Boss is inferring there. And by the way, coming up after us, I will be co-hosting with Colby Conway on the MLB DFS Quick Pitch live show here at 5:00 Eastern on Better Sports Network. So tune into that to get all your DFS lineups in for Monday night after you get some bets in as well. Let's wrap up today's show with our daily dingers, our home run calls of the night.
You can put it on the board. Yes.
Now that's a dinger.
That is a dinger. Who you got going yard tonight, Howard?
You know what? I'm not going for too much of a long shot here. I'm taking Anthony Santander going up against the Cincinnati Reds. Lefty Brandon Williamson on the bump. I think that, Santander, he's got great weighted on base average, but a really, really strong isolated power mark of, like above 260 going up against left-handed pitching. So for plus 240 on DK, Anthony Santander, my switch hitting savior. Yeah, he's going yard.
Ooh, that'll help my over in the Reds-Orioles game. I'll take that. All right, my pick to go deep tonight. I'm going Max Kepler. I mentioned Strider is a tough matchup here, but he had some issues with the long ball. Allowed 10 home runs over his past 7 starts, none last start against the Phillies. So I feel like he's due to allow a home run here. And I mentioned this really good weather in Atlanta tonight. For bats, the temperatures are hot, they're humid, the wind is blowing out about 10 miles per hour there. So I think one or two guys could go deep. I had that Royce Lewis prop earlier, but I think Kepler here, 8 of his 10 homers this year against right-handed pitching as he hits from that left side. And Kepler, 6 of his 10 homers on the road as well. So I think him on the road here in Atlanta, I think he could go deep here, plus 400 odds on DraftKings.
Yo, you keep crapping on my first 5-inning under bet in that game, but try as you might, Servo. You might.
We disagree on a couple things tonight. One of us will be, maybe we'll split them. We'll be right on some will be right on others. Man. Or you'll be right on all of them. I'll just be wrong. That's fine.
Yeah, I want to be right on everything and just have you completely wrong and singing, I don't know, some sort of song from the Wiggles or something like that.
I don't even know any songs from the Wiggles. I have to learn that.
You will.
All right. Well, then, so those are all of our picks tonight. Appreciate everyone tuning in here and watching. Just in general, we have some college baseball tonight. We got MLB baseball tonight. Besides that, after tonight, it's going to be a lot of baseball talk in this show. So if you want to get on that college baseball tonight, get on it. I know I'll be watching. We got some interesting prospects on tap. Howard, appreciate it as always for joining us every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You are
every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Absolutely. Stay tuned in, no doubt about it. Plus, I mean, come on, if you want to see this handsome mug, and this is a handsome mug, the Bettor Morning Show every 8 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. You catch me here 3 days a week, and then just wait until next week when we talk about during this time slot, the one right before this show, 1 to 3. We got some great fantasy football shows planned for you with me, Andrew Cooper, Britt Flynn. Maybe we'll rope Servo into something here and there, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. You need to stay tuned and dialed into the Bettor Sports Network and Fantasy Alarm.
Yeah, and coming up after us, me and Colby Conway will giving you guys some MLB DFS help on that Quick Pitch live show here on Bettor Sports Network, 5 to 6 Eastern. So tune into that, and we'll be back tomorrow, as always, every day here, every weekday at 4 o'clock Eastern here on Bettor Sports Network. Appreciate everyone watching. See you tomorrow.
Bettor Sports Betting on the Bettor Sports Network.